What?
Please, I will laugh this up off the floor.
Lap it
I
up
have
off
a
the floor.
few girlfriends who have been touring since then and still tour now. And they say like it's gotten a lot better, but obviously we still have a long way to go.
You had talked about how
We have a long way to go.
you had wanted to do merch and like tour as a career, but you kind of took this other path. What sort of led you over to this?
Like, what decided you to go, like, on OnlyFans and show your butt and feet and tits and suck off 10 BBCs?
Other side of things.
Well, on it, okay.
Instead of being in a merch van with 4 dudes.
Okay, so there was like definitely a catalyst moment. I had just gotten back from like my second or third tour with small towns, and this was when people were still having house parties, when people like named their houses,
People still do that.
I was at a party and there was this guy there and he was trying to hook up with me.
There we
and
go.
like I kept like refusing his advances. And then he told everyone that I hooked up with him anyway, even though we didn't. And he was like a tour manager of another band in the scene that the band that I was with was supposed to go out with, like on tour. And
Gives
so,
a fuck, bitch.
Because it's my word against his, and there's like bro code. And so everybody kind of like was like, yeah, we just can't have you with us, like regardless if it's true or not. It's just drama that we don't want to deal with.
Based.
They're so happy to have the woman on tour to help get with the donuts or flirt with the guys to get a discount. But the moment you become drama,
I didn't want to be drama. I didn't want to deal. That kind of just left a sour taste in my mouth. And so it just got very, very exhausting.
So the sex industry, like the porn industry, has no drama? Like, was she going to get into that maybe? I don't know. I don't understand. Like, so she was trying to get a career in the punk music subculture scene, whatever. Kind of niche, but still has like sizable audience. And the dudes were shitty to her. Why? It's like, I think we'll get more into this as the podcast progresses, but why cultivate such an environment in the first place? Don't they see, like, I think I've touched on this earlier in the podcast, but they keep cultivating this very self-same culture, right? It's all about getting wasted and popping pills, being a porno actor or actress. The way they've democratized it, they've YouTubeified it with OnlyFans and all this stuff. I don't understand the lack of self-awareness they have, where they keep cultivating the conditions that they're complaining about. It's a pattern that you notice with liberals all the time. They create conditions that suck in a given context, or all contexts, and then they complain about the conditions that they created, but they attribute it to something else, like patriarchy, white supremacy, whatever. Reclaim your body and your sexuality. You're just like a potential trauma victim, and you're allowing yourself to be even more traumatized through this crap. This crap right here. But do continue. We'll probably get into it more.
And I was like, I started out stripping.
Yikes, dude.
Because of that week on Warped Tour, my friends and I were brats, and we would get hotel rooms. So I ended up maxing out my credit card. So I was like,
damn it, Warped Tour.
Daddy's credit card.
I was like,
patriarchal
my
credit card.
Max was only like $2,000, which was like, looking back, I'm like, like that's nothing, But when you're 18, $2,000, you're making $7 an hour at the mall. You're like, oh my God. So I started working at a strip.
So yeah, there's an advertisement for just women being shitty with credit, and they just fly right past it. They laugh it off. Like, I'm sure it's the fact that she was 18, right, and not the fact that she's a woman, that she's bad with credit. And so what is she about to tell us? That she maxed out her credit card at a hotel party at Warped Tour in like 2003, and then had to start being a stripper to pay off the credit card debt. Dude. Oh my God. Why am I'm laughing, but like, I think a lot of us should be crying on the inside for these kind of people. The fact that there's so many of these kind of people. It's like nervous laughter. It's like, it's clown mode laughter. You know what I mean? It's like, it's clown pills. So she gets caught up in the wrong crowd, like Warped Tour, pop punk, emo, screamo, mid 2000s, like scene douchebag crowd. She gets caught up in that shit, gets into credit card debt, and becomes a stripper, and then a sex worker. Is that the trajectory that we're going
I
on
was a
here?
bartender.
Bartender,
And then I
stripper.
started dancing. I found it was a way for me to, like, it sounds super corny, but like take my power back.
That doesn't sound corny at all. That is super valid.
Yeah, because like suddenly
Rewind. Hold on.
I found it was a way for me to,
Super valid,
like, it
Miss
sounds super corny, but like
Spencer's.
take my power back.
That doesn't sound corny at all. That is super valid.
Yeah, because like suddenly, like, I'm in the position of power. Like, these men are catering to me, and so I just
Does she admit though that it is? I mean, I don't really know. I don't really get into the so-called power dynamics of John and Hua, right, or whatever it is. The sex worker versus the sex worked. Is that what she's saying? That she has more power over the dude that she's taking money from? I mean, that's quite the admission, if true. Whatever MRAs that are actually still left, that actually still advocate that shit, you might want to take note of that. She admitted
I
it.
just completely pivoted into an industry where I feel like women are more powerful than other industries, if that makes sense.
It might be a little delusional.
Yeah,
but
totally. Especially
That's valid.
now within the last several years, there seems to be a real uprising isn't the right word, but like there's all this like
A renaissance, perhaps.
yeah, of like women having adult film companies and producing their own stuff and OnlyFans, like with the sort of advent of that. It's not you relying on some like skeezy dude.
Oh god. First of all, you could hear the freaking soy dripping off this dude's voice, but OnlyFans, so they're shilling for OnlyFans again multiple different times. I'm not gonna like open up the Seymour because it's like all her fucking links and shit, but let's take a look at the OnlyFans info. I had this queued up. So you don't have to deal with some skeezy dude. Okay, you have to deal with what? what's the company? Phoenix International Limited. Tim Stokely. He's a British businessman and the founder and former CEO of the internet site OnlyFans. Who's the CEO now? But yeah, I mean, scams have gone on here. Bella Thorne, I think what was the scam? She promised nudes, but then like made $1 million in a day, and then it wasn't nudes, and then they caused a whole bunch of regulations to happen. Yeah, child sexual abuse material on the fucking platform. The same goes to freaking Pornhub and all this stuff. I mean, this guy's shilling for OnlyFans when he knows that like kiddie porn is on here, scams are on here aplenty. These people are fucking scuzbags. They fucking advocate for the conditions that they complain about because they want the conditions to exist, I guess. They're sadomasochistic. I mean, just like all progressives, they're sadomasochistic scuzbags who lie constantly, 100% of the time, without exception. So, and they're pedos and arsonists, or or arsonist sympathizers. So yeah, you don't have to deal with some scuzzbag. That's totally valid. The advent of OnlyFans and women being pornographers and sluts more often. Oh, that's so good. That's such a good development. Yeah, bringing like slogans such as "sex work is real work" and what's the other one? Support sex workers. Bringing that into the classroom to convince or persuade little kids that, I don't know, being a whore on the internet by the time they turn 18 is a viable career option. How delightful! How absolutely delightful.
They
Let's get this
can't
over
use my
with.
sexuality as a weapon anymore because I own it. They can't bash me just for being a woman. They call me a slut. They call me a whore. I'm just like, let's move on. Like, tell me something I don't know.
Dude, so she's traumatized from being like mildly mistreated in some lame music scene, and now Oh my god, this is fucking sad.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know that I've ever thought of it that way before. We're like, because usually, I mean, what do they usually come after women for, right? Your sexuality. But if you moved into that industry and you're like, yeah, I dance for money, or yeah, I sleep with people, it's a transactional thing. They know, like, what are they have nothing to say.
Exactly.
I have plenty to say. I've already said it. You're supporting fucking sex trafficking, effectively. You're supporting, I mean, if you support the porn industry, like, actively, you know what I mean? You are, if you're involved in that shit, you're involved in one of the skeeziest fucking industries ever. Like, again, OnlyFans and Pornhub have kiddie porn on it right now, and they won't take it down. Everybody fucking knows that. And they're here fucking shilling this, like, what, a month ago? They're shilling that, dude, as if they wouldn't have fucking known that a month ago. These people are such sleaze buckets.